Welcome back. We are here with 1416, and last year, little Emelina, aged up, and this year, Alexandra will be aging up. So let's take a look. Here we are. Oh, I could probably hide this. Make my life a little easier. Okay, so we have a few birthdays, and I think we still have one. Yeah, they're pregnant. But also, the Paynes are done having babies. They are done. So that is important because... Okay, so they're done having babies. They have currently 1, 2, 3, 4 boys now. So I think they're in good shape. I mean, I'm not really worried about their line dying out anymore now that they have 4 boys. Don't know why we had 5 girls. And, well, we really had 6 girls. And 1 boy. Anyway. Yes. Okay, so let's do this. Guccio Payne. I was looking at battalion names and I thought that one was funny. Survived. Couldn't get an 18 or a 20. Cyprian Payne. Can't get a 4, or a 12. Oh, remember when I just said that they were all set? Okay, Alexandra. I think it's a 7, right? Yeah, a 7. Is our Alexandra going to survive? She does. Okay. And then we have 1, 2, 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. And then Alex Bennett, no, 2, 6, 11, 13, 14. Okay. Everyone else lived there. Let's do their marriage rules really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Will Alexandra get married? No! How does this keep happening to me? Alexandra! Alexandra. I had plans for you. Well, they were really Anastasia's plans, and I moved them to Alexandra. Is that, or am I going to have to now move them to Emelina? I can't believe this. Okay, there's 3 more of them. 1. Yeah, of course everybody else is getting married. Can't believe this. Dustin Leifson. What did he get? A 6? Yeah. I knew I was going to forget, so I left it up there. Ooh, we're going to have to move this section down a little bit. Let me go like this. And I'll go like this. And I'll just go like this. Okay. We have a lot of people getting married. Where was I? Dustin Leifson. Now who? Ursula Dutton and Elric Axtell. Ursula Dutton will have 3. Ursula Dutton. Can you believe this? 7. You know what? Why is everyone so mean to me? The dice are so mean to us. 2 of our children are not getting married. All right. We have 3. No, we only have 2 vampires now. We have 2 vampires. Can't get a 9. Okay. I'm pretty sure we still have 5 humans. Because they're not having any more kids. Yeah. Can't get an 18 for being accused. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Well, everyone else rolled good rolls except for Cyprian and except for anyway. I can't believe this. Moving right along. We're also going to have Isabel Armstrong marry Malcolm Landgrab, and we're going to start talking about Cecilia's future. She can get married in 3 years, so we're going to start building that up. I think that's everything. Yeah. Yep. All right, well, let's hop into the game before I have an existential crisis over none of my children getting married. All right, so we are back at our house. It is now 7 in the morning, and we have our little horses. I don't know what you're wearing, kid, but we're going to change him, and we are going to continue to see if we can't. Oh, okay, we're having a baby, and it looks like the baby does survive, but it is a girl, so no more Armstrong boys still, but Sabina Armstrong has now been born, and we are, for some reason, the saddle doesn't look the same in Create-A-Sim that it does in not Create-A-Sim. Don't know what's up with that, but anyway, gonna move on. They're not pregnant anymore, but I can get them pregnant right now, and it looks like it'll be another girl. So, I mean, Gilbert is just gonna have that one heir, and there are so many wars. There's so many wars this century that I have a feeling that a lot of lines might die out because of the amount of times that they have a chance to die, even if it's like 1 in 20 most of the time. Some of the times it's not, some of the times it's higher. One of them is like a coin flip. Anyway, we'll worry about that when we get there. So Cecilia has been thinking more. She's out of her preteen phase, and she's been thinking more about getting married and moving on with her life and all of that stuff. So she is really excited about that, but she is thinking about that, and so she is heading over to her father Gilbert's house. So you can see, again, Gilbert is the Lord, so even though he's her father, you know, there's only so much he can do, but she's hoping that maybe he'll give her at least some advice, because she wants to find a nice young man to marry and just be happy with. So she's rolling with that, and we are going to just have him come over here to talk to her. And so she's going to talk to him and basically say, you know, I'm thinking about my future, about getting married, all that stuff. So he is like, well, I can introduce you to some nice men that would, you know, be willing to marry. They're not going to be like top class men, but they might be, you know, good enough. They'll probably be at a similar standing or whatever, but they're not going to be like, you know, young marriageable noblemen, obviously, but he's like, you know, I can see if maybe like one of the knights, or like, you know, something like that, where she can try and find someone to be with. So, and there's her little sister. Oh, Eleanor's daughter. Oh, Eleanor. Okay, so that's what they're talking about. And right now, she didn't know this when she came here, but actually, Isabel is meeting with her fiance right now. So, as we all know, because I told you about it last time, Isabel is actually going to become the second wife of Malcolm Landgrab, and he only has daughters. So, he's really hoping for a son. And basically, he is going to come here, and he is meeting with Isabel, and Cecilia didn't know that. Like, she didn't make an appointment to come see her father. She just showed up. So he is here meeting with his intended, and they are all having like this house meeting, and Cecilia is like awkwardly like, oh, hi. And Isabel is just basically like, oh yeah, that's one of my father's illegitimate children. So, you know, it's not unheard of during this time period to just be like, yeah. And Malcolm probably would have had, I was definitely going to have him have a mistress that has children if his wife didn't die. But anyway, so he, somehow they got left alone in the room while Isabel went to go powder her nose, and Malcolm just like introduced himself and was like, oh, you know, hello, you know, she's a pretty girl. And so he's just kind of like, you know, wink wink anyway. But that's all that really happened there, is just a little nudge, a little wink wink. And so he doesn't really know anything about her, and she doesn't really know anything about him, and except that he is engaged to Isabel and that they are to be married at the end of this year. So she's just like, okay, like, nice to meet you, bye. So she leaves and goes home. So now we're going to go home. And we are going to do our chores, because I forgot to do them this morning because I'm not great. And we are going to continue to, we're definitely going to get to level 10 temperament very shortly with Sugar, because she's already level 9 3/4. So she is definitely going to get to level 10 shortly. So I am excited about that. And we are going to do great here. Excellent. Yep. Okay. So meanwhile, it looks like Serena just got back from her nightly duties. It's actually kind of difficult because it's like from 6 to 11 every single day. So that kind of puts a little damper on some things that we're trying to do. But I'll have her quit as a teen so that she can actually be training to be a knight instead of just be going to a rabbit hole where she doesn't accomplish anything and makes no money. Oh, look at little Tornado. Okay, so we're going to sell that stuff, and then we'll work on Tornado's temperament while we have Thomas out there riding Sugar. So because we don't have to do anything with the riding, but unfortunately with the temperament, it's like queuing up thing after thing after thing. If there's an easier way to get a horse's temperament skill up, well, actually, I guess we could like send the horse for training, but that defeats the purpose of us being horse trainers. So there is that. But anyway, I think we are getting nervous because Thomas and Serena's teen roles are coming up in like the next year. I'm not scared. Anyway, so I'm really hoping that things continue to go well for our Sims. But yes, so we are going to continue here, have her take care of the chickens and all that stuff. Then we'll get the horse back, and then it's the next morning, so we will probably be doing night things today. So we'll head out to the night stronghold or whatever, the gym, and see if we can't do a few things with Serena and her new friends. She's definitely got Zuan the Second kind of, thinking more highly of her. Her and Dustin still don't get along. They're just, they're unfriendly rivals. But anyway, let's head there. So we're going to head here, and we're going to take everyone with us because we might as well have Thomas practice horse riding while we are doing our things. So we're going to head there, and we are going to see all of the knights. Of course, some knights that are supposed to be at war are going to show up, but I'm not going to make a separate group just for knights that aren't in the war, because then that's going to change every 5 years. Anyway, I'm not going to do that. So anyway, pretend that the people who are at war are not here. And I'm just going to see, look who's here. I didn't even call him here. I was going to, but he was already here. So Cecilia basically goes inside to get out of the cold while Serena is training, and she sees Malcolm, and he kind of chats her up. He's like, oh, hey, like, I heard more about you. Keep in mind that every sim day is like 3 months. So he has heard a little bit more about her parentage. He's learned a little bit about Emmeline and those drama llamas. So there's that. And so he's basically kind of flirting with her and expecting her to be like her mother. So he is being very rude. And she is just kind of like, excuse me? But he's like, oh, come on, like, I could use a mistress or whatever. And she's like, like, she is a proper lady, and she is not like that at all. So he is getting really, belligerent with her because he's been rejected, and he's not used to that because, he's a powerful, young, handsome man. And so he is getting very angry at her. Meanwhile, Serena's having a great time with Conrad as per usual. They're best buds. But yes, so Cecilia is basically getting chewed out by Malcolm, being like, he's like, you would be lucky if I took an interest in you, blah, 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 and you're going to regret this, da, 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 da. So anyway, that's what's going on with them. Meanwhile, the kids are having a great time outside, but we're going to leave. So Cecilia is basically like, okay, kids, let's go. Let's get out of here. So now we're back home, and Cecilia is like, wow, that was terrible. I didn't like that, and I hope it does not happen again. So they're back, and we are home. She is actually going to, like I said last time, she's getting a little bit more involved in the Rambunctious Religions mod. So she's going to go to a little like Bible study, and there's that. So then, if you can hear the dog squeaking with the squeaky toy, I'm sorry. But anyway, so yes, we have everyone doing their thing. I couldn't remember why she wasn't able to get like initiated or whatever it is, but then it's because she's not level 2 yet. But anyway, we're training the temperament of Tornado, who is super cute. And meanwhile, we are doing really good with Sugar, and I think that Sugar will be pretty much ready to only do barrel racing and jumping when, we get to the teenage years, so there'll be that, and then we're just going to queue all this stuff up, and everybody is doing great, and it's Wednesday night, and the year is half over, so it's been like 6 months, and you know, during this time, Cecilia has had Gilbert kind of, you know, checking out how, you know, different prospects for her. She is hoping to fall in love, obviously, but she wants to you know, maybe he'll like get her a little list of suitors or something. We'll have to see. But, you know, during this time, she hasn't really landed on anybody and all of that. Actually, I wonder if we have to get the horses' relationship with each other up, or if it's like cats and dogs, and we can just ask them to breed with each other. I don't know. Because it's not like we can see the horses' relationship panel. But that's besides the point. So it's now a Thursday morning. The snow looks really pretty as per usual, and our Sims just have these blank faces while they're riding horses. So there's that, but everything is going pretty well, and everybody is feeling pretty good. So Cecilia is very playful, so she is enjoying the horse life, and I think we're in good shape. So there's that, and we are, oh, look at that cute little pose. Oh, I can't even get a good picture of it. Okay, so we're going to do our morning chores, checking on everything. For some reason, the bees have not been forthcoming with honey this year. Don't know what that's about, but oh well. So, again, he's working on the endurance. Now she is going to chat with the horse a bit. I do think that Serena is going to be very helpful, but like we can't keep Serena and Cecilia in our household forever, especially when Thomas becomes marriageable, but that's not for like another 6 years. So I'm not really too worried about that. But anyway, so Gilbert is stopping by the house today. And so Cecilia thinks that he's just there to talk about like marriage stuff again. And so they sit and they chat, and she's like trying to like do some small talk, but then he just like totally unloads on her. And he's like, you know, I really thought you were different. How could you do this? And she's like, whoa, 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 what are you talking about? And he's like, you know, I heard from Malcolm that you know, threw yourself at him. And she's like, that is not true. And he's like, basically, you know, Gilbert is not really that nice a guy. I know that like he has been kind of likable at certain times, but he in the end kind of leans on his prejudices as a noble. So he's basically just very angry because he believes Malcolm, because he's a very wealthy, well-bred young man, and Cecilia was mostly raised by Emmeline before being thrown out on her own. So he's basically just, you know, oh, you're just like your mother, and I should have known, and, you know, I'm not going to help you anymore because you tried to steal your sister's fiance. And she's like, that's not true. And so Malcolm has been spreading all these rumors about her and about how she's, you know, like Emmeline, and how she's, you know, a loose woman, whatever. And she's like, that's not true. And he just doesn't believe her because she's a peasant and she's an illegitimate child and she wasn't raised, you know, however. So he just is not on her side here, and it's really awful, and it's like really breaking her heart because she thought that she had a good relationship with her father where she could go to him for things and where, you know, they were in a good spot, and then she's finding out that it was all just kind of very precarious, and, you know, that he was always looking down on her and her siblings anyway. And so she's just like, fine, get out, and he's like, no one's going to marry you now because, you know, everybody knows what kind of woman you are now, and blah, blah, blah. And so she is just like devastated because she is going to have such a hard time finding a husband when these rumors about her are going around. Because what self-respecting guy is going to want a woman that, you know, is trying to be a mistress and stuff? So it is really hard for her. She doesn't know what to do. She's like super heartbroken about it. And, you know, she just can't believe that her father would turn on her. She can't believe that people believe these rumors about her. And she knows, like, obviously, like, people believe this stuff because of Emmeline, because of Emmeline's reputation and how it now is affecting her children. And she's just really, really upset about the whole thing, as she should be. So things are not going well for Cecilia. Oh, look, it's Milla. She's pregnant. Where are you? There you are. You're pregnant. Okay, but yes, things are really not going well. And so now Cecilia has a bad reputation and has a bad relationship with her father and his family because they think that she was trying to steal Malcolm from Isabel or like do something there. So they're all very not in a good place. And she's very upset, but she's like, whatever, like I always did everything on my own anyway. I'll do this on my own too. Like I don't need parents. Like they never helped me anyway, or like, whatever. So anyway, she's very upset, and she's such a good girl, so it's so sad that like this rumor is like ruining her life. So she's really, really unhappy about that. So she's just going to continue to turn to the Watcher, who she will pray to. That's me, and I will do things for her. I will give her a good life eventually, even though I am the one who gave her pain. So there's that. That is what's going on currently with Cecilia's marriage prospects. And so that is actually where we're going to wrap up because, you know, that's just the way it is. We're stopping here. We're ending on this cliffhanger where Cecilia does not have good marriage prospects, and the kids are going to age up soon, and everything is falling apart for Cecilia and in her family and all of this stuff. And she doesn't know how that's going to impact her siblings and, just all this stuff. And she's so angry, and she's angry at her mother for being a serial romantic and just like all this stuff. And it's just like everybody, she's not in a good place. Meanwhile, Thomas and Serena have no idea what's happening and are just having fun with the horses. So we are actually going to do the marriage part. So we're going to head to the church and have Malcolm and Isabel get married. They have 2 baby tries. They have 2 baby tries. What if it's a girl? Oh gosh. Oh, Malcolm, Malcolm, Malcolm. He's really something. Okay. So I spelled Isabel wrong so many times. Anyway, let's just change her outfits to green, and then we will move on. Oh, I actually forgot to change most of her outfits to green. I just changed the one. That's fine. Everything's fine. So, yeah. That is where we're going to wrap up. So I hope that you enjoyed this part. I know I'm making Cecilia suffer, but don't worry, she'll be okay in the end, and it is going to be great. So I hope that you enjoyed this part. And in the next one, I'm pretty sure we have the children turning into teens. Let me double check. Yes, yep. And I am scared, but I think it's going to be great. So hopefully we can now go into the teenhood for them and really do a lot of fun stuff. So I will catch you in the next one.